I'm deeply humbled by this plaque in Beau's honor, and one of the things that it means the world to us, I think of Beau every day, especially today. We've come full circle. In 1953, 180 years ago, I started third grade here. I remember I remember distinctly pulling up to Holy Rose. The big church was not there yet. We had church in the basement of the school, and pulling up in the parking lot, looking over at this wall around this beautiful estate, and wondering who lives there. I was unaware that the year before the diocese had purchased it and gave it to, or excuse me, had been given it and Holy Rosie Parish purchased it. And it used to be called the Grubworth Mansion. Mansion, like many, used to overlook the Delaware River, like Archmere moving the way up. Before the industrialization began in southeastern Pennsylvania, there were these beautiful mansions along the Delaware. You look down to the Delaware. My high school was Archmere, and it's arched by the sea. You could see all the way down from Archmere, from the back patio. And I remember looking at this, but before the church was built, in this mansion, and thinking to myself, I wonder who lives there. Little did I know the Sister St. Joseph were living there. But I remember that, and here I am today behind this wall, where two parish priests serve as military chaplains and are using this mansion as a memorial to those who fought and died in Afghanistan and Iraq. I've been in and out of Afghanistan and Iraq over 30 times, and it's a God-forsaken area. Today, I'm thinking of the moment that I came home one weekend, came home most weekends. Beau said to me, "Dad, what are you doing Friday?" And I said, "What do you have in mind, pal?" I said, "I want you to pin my bars on me." I said, "Pin your bars on you? You're Attorney General of the state of Delaware. What do you mean, pin your bars on you?" He said, "Dad," he stood ramrod straight when I agreed to do it, to pin the bars on him. And he was so damn proud to be joining the military, the National Guard, and our entire family felt that pride. And how grateful we were to General Vavel, who's here today, for shepherding us through this area. And thinking of that year, he was deployed to Iraq. The year he was, a year later. Like so many of you, we remember how hard it was. The empty seat at the dinner table at Christmas time, missed holidays, Hallie and the kids not seeing them, prayers, hope, and worry repeated every morning and every night. Remember, my wife used to stand by, she would leave before I would in the morning, and she'd stand by the sink, and as she was heading down to teach at Del Tech, and she'd say a prayer, mumble a prayer, the same prayer. Prayers of hope and worry repeated every morning and every night. Just as we ask everything of our veterans, we ask everything of our veterans' families. The poet John Milton wrote, "They also serve who only stand and wait." And so many of you, children who are in the military or husbands and wives, you've stood and waited. You've stood and waited. You've gone through the same concern that you would if it's just different. As I said, they also serve only stand and wait. Folks, it's it was like yesterday. I was thinking of Beau told me when he signed up, he said, "Dad," I said, "Why'd you do it?" He said, "Dad, it's my duty. It's my duty. It's my duty. Duty." That was the code my son lived by. Duty. The creed of millions of veterans have followed that code. Each one bound by the sacred oath to support and defend not a place, not a person, not a president, but an idea. An idea unlike any other in human history. We're the only country in the world founded on an idea. Every other country is based on geography or religion or politics. So we're an idea. The idea of the United States of America, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men and women are created equal. Endowed by the Creator is certain. That's why we were founded. That's who we are. That's who we were. That's who we remain. But because of our veterans, because of many of you, we've never walked away from it, even though there's been temptations. to walk away from that democratic notion. Folks, Beau would be very honored by this plaque. Beau, he'd also say, though, Dad, it's not about me. And if those of you who knew Beau, like Fred Sears and others knew Beau, that's what he'd say. He says, it's not about me, Dad. It's not about me, it's about our servicemen. It's about all veterans. It's about all families. I've said many times before, including this morning when I spoke at Arlington Cemetery, as the presidents do, that we have many obligations in the nation. Many obligations. We only have one truly sacred obligation, and that is to care for those and prepare those we send into harm's way, and care for them and their families when they come home and when they don't come home. On this Veterans Day and every day, let's remind ourselves of that sacred obligation. On behalf of the Biden family, thank you for honoring our son Beau's memory, for honoring all of our veterans and their families. And I ask Father permission to come back up when our family's scattered all over the country. I want to get them all together and bring them all up privately to see this as well. And Father, both priests, out of their own money, they bought this. And I'm going to see to it, Father, we raise the money you spent so we reimburse you for this.